So I'm making this video to show you the exact model that generated us 280,000 US dollars in the past 7 months with a brand new offer for my agency. And this was all done really using 9 different steps. And I'm going to show you these 9 different steps because they can be applied to any agency offering any high ticket service that you're trying to sell online. And as you can see on our Stripe from January 2025 all the way through to the end of July, we generated 207,000 Great British pounds, which when converted to US dollars is 280,000 US dollars. And I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to do that. And the very first step was structuring your offer. You have to understand what pain point that you are solving and who you are solving it for, because that's the only way to come up and formulate a very, very good offer. So for example, if you're offering digital marketing services and you're very good at Facebook ads, that's your core skill set. Well, the pain point that you might choose to alleviate is helping e-commerce business owners become profitable through meta ad campaigns. It's a very specific pain point that you're helping, right? A lot of e-commerce businesses out there are not profitable through meta campaigns, and they would like to be. And that's a pain point that you are going to solve. And you know who you're solving it for, e-commerce business owners across the world. And so once you've identified the pain point and who it's for, then you can start to frame an offer to that audience that is very lucrative. And I'll give you another example. So I run an agency called Upmatch. And what we basically do is we help people get more clients through Upwork.com. Right? We help them grow on the platform of Upwork.com. That's what we do. It's a done-for-you service. And so we're specifically targeting freelancers and agency owners. And the pain point is they struggle to get clients. And so we help them with that. And so you can see that our offer is 15 clients in the next 90 days guaranteed, or we don't get paid. So now that I know exactly who I'm trying to target, freelancers and agency owners, and I know what pain point I'm trying to solve, they fail to get clients, I'm offering them 15 clients guaranteed in 90 days, or they don't pay. And so with this offer, considering I know the audience and I know what pain point I'm solving, this offer is very irresistible, and that's why this has worked so well. So be very, very, very careful about the offer you frame, because if you come up with the wrong offer, the rest of the stages are not going to work. Now, the second stage, at this point, you already have your offer, and now you need to prepare your video sales letter, your VSL. A VSL is just a video that goes onto your landing page, onto your website, and the whole purpose of it is just to inspire curiosity. You don't want to make the video basically a sales call where you give away all the information and exactly what your agency does. You literally just want to inspire curiosity. My video sales letter is approximately 8 minutes long, and it's very simple. I start off the video saying, hey, if you're a freelancer or agency owner, I guarantee you 15 clients in the next 90 days, or you don't pay. Now, I'm super confident in our services, and that's why I'm able to offer this. And the reason I'm confident is because I used to use this system. 18 months ago, I was on Upwork and I was burning cash through Upwork. I wasn't making a lot of money, but I came up with 3 tactics that changed this for me. Tactic number 1 was using Loom. Tactic number 2 was using personalized cover letters. Tactic number 3 was using tools to be the first to bid on contracts on Upwork. And this helped me generate 60,000 in the first 6 months on Upwork. And all you need to do to succeed is to stand out on Upwork. Upwork is filled with warm leads. It has massive potential and profitability. And so if you're interested to hear more, book in a call. That is the whole setup of my VSL broken down, but with a bit more information, obviously, because it's 8 minutes long. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to make a complicated VSL. If you want to prepare a VSL, the best thing to actually do is to make slides. So as you can see in my video, I've got PowerPoint slides that make it easy for me to talk through in order what I want to talk about. Now, it's really important to prepare your VSL with a fairly good script. If you're not comfortable in front of the camera to kind of wing it, you want to have some idea of what you want to talk about. Otherwise, you're just going to babble on and lose track of what it is you're trying to say. And you need to communicate your offer very clearly, especially from the beginning, because if your offer is very powerful and you start the VSL with it, it will have a better viewer retention and more people will watch the remainder of your video sales letter. And your filming setup, this is very important. You know, I know a lot of people say it's not super important. You can record it with your iPhone, and yes, you can, but try and look sharp, have good lighting, have a good background. It makes a difference on how you come across. And the last thing is transfer of confidence. Your VSL, if you don't come across confident in the VSL, how can you expect the viewer to be confident in your service? You have to transfer as much confidence as you can through the video sales letter. And that's stage 2. Stage 3 is now the landing page. So you have your offer, you know exactly who it is you're offering the service to, you know how you're going to frame your offer, you've made your VSL, now you need your landing page. And your landing page can be super simple. You don't need anything more than the offer written on top, the VSL, and a Calendly booking form. For a starting period, like to get started up, this is all you need. You don't need anything else underneath. And I'll tell you why. I have a plugin on my website which allows me to rewatch visitors that come to the website, where they click, where they scroll. And 95% of people don't go below this. So really, they're just here to watch the VSL, read the offer, and decide whether they book in a call. And that's why I say you don't need all this fancy stuff. All you need is a VSL, a booking Calendly form, and that's enough. Stage 4 is traffic. Now, there's really two types of traffic. There's paid traffic and then there's organic traffic, okay? I take advantage of both, and I'm gonna tell you exactly where all of our leads come in for Upmatch, and we book hundreds of sales calls every single month. Now, a large portion of them come from Meta paid ads. And these are just 30-second talking head videos of me basically saying, hey, if you're a freelancer or agency owner, I guarantee you 15 clients in the next 90 days or your money back. If you're interested to hear a bit more, click down below, book in a call. Very simple talking head video. I've recorded about 20 of these and I launched them last year and they're still performing to this day. So Meta ads is really not complicated. If you have a good offer, you will book in calls. I also have YouTube and Instagram organic posting. The YouTube you're watching right now, Instagram, I basically cut up the long form videos, put them on Instagram, and that brings in a lot of DMs. And I have a DM setter which basically messages them and books them in for a call if they're qualified. So these three are how we do it, but there's so many others, right? So remember, there's two main forms. There's paid and there's organic. You can even take advantage of email marketing. You can collect emails from Facebook ads and use those emails to do email marketing campaigns to then convert them into a booked call. There's so many different ways to do this, but really it just comes down to paid ads and organic. And when you're getting started, make sure you pick one channel to start off with, one thing. So for example, if you're going to post organically, start with YouTube and then expand to Instagram. This is the way I did it, and this is the way I recommend it because it will be easier to produce better content if you're focusing on one channel and one platform. And really, through the traffic, you need to frame your offer. You need to get the message across that this is what your agency is offering. This is the most irresistible offer on the market, and all you want to do is get eyeballs to it. So you need to frame all your content, all your organic content, your paid media around your offer, and this is why your offer is so important. Okay, stage 5 is sales. Now, at this point, you know your offer, you've got your landing page with your VSL, you're getting eyeballs to your offer and traffic. That's going to book into meetings and booking calls. And so now you're going to take meetings. And on your meeting, the best way to structure a sales call, and I have a very in-depth video on my YouTube channel about how to conduct sales calls and how I do them and how I've always done them. It's essentially, the structure is, you start off with a bit of small talk, of course, right? Which lasts 1 to 2 minutes, get to know each other, break the ice. And then you go into discovery. And the discovery is literally just finding out about their pain and their experience with their business, why they've booked in a call. Understand that person's context as much as you can. And you do that by just asking questions. How long have you been in business? Is this a new business? Have you got money to invest in your business? Do you work full-time on your business? Why are you struggling to get clients? Have you tried this? Have you tried Upwork? Have you tried emails? You're basically just trying to understand this person's context. And once you understand this person's context, you go to the next stage, which is the pitch. And a good salesperson will structure that pitch around the pain points that they've learned from the discovery. That's why the discovery is so important, because it helps you with your pitch if you're smart. And so here's an example of a sales call I had recently. And I go into these sales calls with a few documentation, one of which is something like this, which breaks down a little bit about Upmatch's service. And so I highly recommend, if you're going to a sales call and you're fairly new in conducting sales calls, have some documentation or presentation to make things easier for you. And at this point, I've scaled to 5 sales guys. I don't really take the sales calls anymore. This call I only took because it was referred to me from one of my sales guys. It was a 2-call close. He wanted to speak to the founder. Now, this is something you will come to later. Initially, I highly recommend, if you're new with your agency, to take all of the sales calls yourself, because it's going to help you when you train sales guys to do it for you. Now we move on to fulfillment. At this point, you've taken the sales call, you've closed the client. Okay, well, how are you going to fulfill? This is something that is the backbone of the growth of your agency. If you do all the first 5 correctly, you'll make revenue, but there'll be no longevity in your business. Because if clients aren't satisfied, if you're not doing good fulfillment and your clients aren't satisfied, then the business will eventually cease to exist very, very, very shortly. You need your clients to be satisfied, because that's how you're going to grow much faster. And it's hard for me to tell you how to do this, because you could be offering anything. You know, if you're in the accounting space or digital marketing space or software development space, you just need to figure out the offer that you've guaranteed, or the offer that you've presented to the client. how are you able to fulfill that in a way that's going to satisfy them? Does it mean more communication? Does it mean, if you're doing a done for you service, does it mean more output? Does it mean regular weekly meetings and tag ups? You just need to figure out, as part of the fulfillment, how you satisfy the client. It's very important, because that's going to lead to good reviews and good testimonials. And good reviews and good testimonials lead to referrals, which then lead to more growth. And then your customer acquisition cost reduces and your profitability gets higher. So this is why fulfillment quality is so important. And that's why I've put in so much emphasis for it on Upmatch. You have to deliver on your promise. And if you don't, you're just going to have upset clients. As simple as that. And I've also found that, honestly, one of the biggest things that impact client satisfaction is communication. The more you communicate with your client, the more they feel that you're doing what you can to deliver the best service, and the happier they will be. Something I've realized over the years. The next is metric tracking. Now, at this point, you're closing clients, you're fulfilling services for clients. You need to track your metrics, because that's how you're going to get yourself to $1 million, $2 million, $3 million with your agency. And I'll show you an example of a document that I use. It looks something like this. In fact, I'll get it up here. It is a way to break down what cost per appointment you need through Facebook ads and what show rate and close rate you need to be profitable. So let me walk you through a hypothetical. Let's say you are offering a £10,000 service, and your cost of delivering that service is £6,832, which means your gross profit is 3K, approximately 3,000. That's your gross profit. And let's say we're investing £3,000 a month on Facebook ads, and it costs us £80 for every appointment that's booked. Meaning I put in £80 into Facebook ads and I get one appointment back. That means we'll get a total of 38 appointments, because we have a budget of 3K and it costs us £80 per appointment. 3,000 divided by 80 is approximately 38 appointments booked. Now, are all of them going to show up to the meeting? It's unlikely. We get a 75% show rate on our calls, but let's just say, and let's just take a conservative number. Let's say you get a 50% show rate. That means from the £3,000, you got 19 people to show up to a meeting to speak with you or your team. And now it comes down to close rate. Well, how good is your close rate? A 10% close rate is not great, but again, we're taking conservative numbers. Let's say you have a 10% close rate. Well, that's 2 clients. So from £3,000 ad spend on Facebook, you've closed 2 clients. 2 clients, if you're selling a 10K service, is £20,000 in revenue. And when we factor in the costs and look at the profit, that means you've generated £6,334 in profit from £3,000 ad spend, which is a 6x ROAS, right? Because 20,000 from the 3K investment, your ROAS is very healthy. And so by tracking this, when we get to a stage where we're here, we can just pump more money into Facebook ads, 30,000, and just increase everything that goes with it, because our ROAS is good. For every dollar we put into Facebook ads, we get 6.67 back. That's our ROAS. And so we just keep putting money into Facebook ads because it's a printing money machine at this point. And so that's why it's so important to track your metrics. If you don't track your metrics, you won't know when the right time is to scale. And when you do scale, are the metrics going to stay the same? Is your show rate the same? Is your close rate the same? It's really important to track your metrics. Essentially, all you really need to make your agency profitable is a good cost per appointment on Facebook or whatever avenue you're getting your appointments, a good cost per appointment, a good show rate, and a good close rate. That's all you need. If you're able to get good metrics on these 3 things, you'll be able to scale and make a ridiculous amount of profit online. Now let's go on to stage 8, and that's scaling the team. So at this point, you're tracking your metrics, you're getting sales, you're fulfilling good quality service to clients. Now you need to grow, right? You want to scale the brand, you want to get more people in so that you can handle more clients. And this is the organization structure that we have. So obviously you've got myself, the founder, you've got the sales manager, Stephen, who manages 5 of the sales guys and tags up with them every single day. I tag up with Stephen every single day, and he has a setter and qualifier that basically reaches out to the leads before they book in to qualify them for the salespeople. So the setter, who's called Ellie, will basically call all the leads, make sure that they're qualified before the sales guys go into the call. So that way the sales guys have a better quality of leads that show up to the appointments. We've also got the other side of the business, which is the fulfillment. So since we are offering a done-for-you service through Upwork and we're doing outreach for our clients through Upwork, we need bidders and we need people that do the outreach. And so we have 13 bidders on the team, all managed by a bidding manager who I speak with every single day. He manages the bidders and he has 2 assistants who I also speak with every single day. We've also got an account manager and profile optimization specialist who is client-facing and speaks to the clients every single day, make sure everything is in the right place. And so with this structure, I'm able to get way more clients over the next couple of months without any issue or having more clients unsatisfied, right? And so this is something that you work towards. You start off with one salesperson, you train them yourself, 2, 3, maybe get a sales manager. From the fulfillment side, this will be different to everybody, but you need to scale into a team to be able to handle hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients a week. And the final is optimization mastery. Now at this point, you've got your team, you've got your offer, you've got your traffic, your sales, everything is going great. It's just about improving your show rate, improving your close rate, improving the lead quality. And as you do that, things will get, this is a duplicate. As you do that, things will get way more profitable if you can think of creative ways to change these metrics. Because at this point, you already have everything working for you and it's profitable. I'd like to think so. At this point, if you've scaled your team, it's a profitable business. You just need to figure out how to make it more profitable by improving your show rate, your close rate, and your lead quality. And that is literally it. And this model, in fact, can scale way past 280,000 if you do it right. 280,000 in revenue is just what we've made from this offer in the first 7 months of 2025. But every month it's been getting better and better. And I'm very confident that as I continue to optimize, this will get more profitable and scale better as I open up new channels of acquisition and run ads on different platforms and do more organic content, et cetera, et cetera. And that is pretty much it. So if you want an agency that generates $300,000, $400,000 a year, this is basically the formula. Offer, VSL, landing page, get eyeballs and traffic, get closes and sales, fulfill a good quality service, track your metrics, scale the team, and make your metrics even better by optimizing. I hope you found this video useful, guys. If you have any questions, comment them down below. I do make these videos to help as much as I can. And if you guys do want to speak with us about Upmatch and you want more clients for your business using our acquisition channel through Upwork.com, then book in a call, speak with myself or my team. Bear in mind, we do have a guarantee, 15 clients in 90 days. But if you don't have anything to invest in your business, it is not for you. This does require an investment to get started with us, but we do have a guarantee in place despite that.